Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome back members of the YouTube channel. I am so glad to have all of you come here time and again and follow me on this journey and prepare for your dreams along with me. It makes me so happy and I'm so grateful for each one of you. And today I'm back with another video and another question. So the question that we're going to be discussing today is one of the most dreaded questions in the pageants. That is, why do you want to win this pageant? Or other variations of this question could be, why do you think you deserve the title? Basically any question. This question always puts you on the spot. Every contestant dreads this because this is where you have to sell yourself. It's like that elevator pitch moment. You have to tell the judges, why do you deserve it the most? Now, a lot of contestants make some very common mistakes while answering these questions. So one of the most common things is whenever I ask someone, why do you want to win this pageant? They say, I want to win this pageant because I want to make a difference in the society. I want to do good for so and so people, for the underprivileged, for children, and so reason. But then my next question to them is, why can't you do that without the pageant, right? So you have to be ready for cross-questioning. So while framing the answer to this question, you have to sound very genuine and it has to make sense. Just common answers and cliche answers such as, I want to do good for the society, it has always been my childhood dream, I want to represent India at an international level. These are the answers that are said by so many contestants that it is not unique anymore. You have to be memorable while answering a pageant question. What makes you unique? What makes you stand out? The same answer will be given by 10 other contestants. So your answer has to be different in the one way to make you win. How do the judges decide that you deserve it the most? Now, as always, let's discuss the approach to this question. The number one thing that you're going to do is just take a piece of paper and start writing down, why do you truly, at your heart, why do you want to win the pageant? Just write down any words that come to your mind. And this has to be very genuine. It has to come from the heart. It has been a childhood dream, fine. But why? You have to build a story around it. There has to be something that happened in your life which led to this dream, which led to this moment that you are in the pageant today. So tell the judges that story. Just saying that it has always been my dream, not so memorable. But telling them how you grew up. For example, some of the stories that I've heard is, say, Sushmita. Sushmita was a contestant in a pageant and she had this story that her mother had named her Sushmita after Sushmita Sen. Now that is a story that actually, I still remember it because I heard it in one of the interviews and that actually stuck to my head. And so ever since she was a child, she knew that she has been named after a beauty pageant winner, and so her entire life she had been subconsciously manifesting this dream. Now, as I always say, there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to these questions. It's just which is the most memorable and the unique and the most convincing answer. And so I think that was a beautiful story to tell. Another thing could be that your mother wanted to participate but she could not fulfill her dreams, and so as her daughter you are fulfilling your mother's dream. But then again there could be a cross question, is it really your dream? So you have to build a story around it. You have to make it memorable. You have to connect with the judges and the panelists and strike a chord here with your answer somehow that makes them understand that all of them are equally deserving. In a beauty pageant, it's not like someone does not deserve to win. It's just about how you answer it in that moment. How do you sell yourself? How do you convince the judges? Also, be very honest in your answers. If you are going into the pageant just to create a niche for yourself in the modeling and entertainment industry, say that. Honesty is so important. Don't make it sound like it's all about community welfare. Everybody has their own personal reasons to enter a pageant. There is something for yourself that you have dreamt of, that after I win a pageant, I'll go do this, I'll go do that. Maybe I want to be on the cover of a certain magazine. Maybe I just want to become a supermodel. Maybe I want to truly take this project forward. Maybe I want my voice to have that type of platform. Just write down whatever comes to your mind on that first draft, that you will use these points and further elaborate and just make it like a really nice story. Once you have what your heart truly wants, the actual reasons of why you want to win, that is when you can start working on the answer. That is when you can start thinking, okay, now how do I convince the judges using these reasons? Because you cannot lie in your answers. Honesty is important. So don't just Google answers that, okay, that girl said this, so I might just add that point to my answer. Because over time, you will not be honest to yourself, you will not be true to yourself, and it reflects, and the judges have been doing it for years, so it's not gonna work. You have to really go back into your childhood and start remembering that moment. What was the first moment when you started dreaming of Miss India? Was it Manushi Chiller when she won Miss World? Was it when Priyanka Chopra won? Was it when Aishwarya won, if you had been born till then? Was it something that you saw in a newspaper? Was it something that you saw on TV? You have to have a story. Now, I have heard stories such as there was this one contestant who grew up watching Miss India episodes on TV back in those years in the 90s, and she and her dad always used to watch those episodes together, and it was her dad's dream to see her on the Miss India stage someday. Shreya Shankar, one of the stories that she had shared during our Miss India journey, it was such a sweet story, is that when she was a kid and at a certain age, like our mothers always dress us up, like I was dressed up as a boy and my brother was dressed up as a girl. Everyone's mom does that to their babies, I don't know why. But Shreya Shankar's mom had put her in a bikini and put on a sash which said Miss India. And so she had that childhood picture of hers, like a 4-5-year-old Shreya Shankar wearing a bikini and a sash that says Miss India or Miss World. And I think that was somehow being manifested in her life. So it's tiny moments in your life that you have to go back and remember. And that is the type of stories that you have to tell the judges, that this is why you have to win. This is why you want to win. Next thing that you have to tell them, not just your past, but also in the future. What are you planning on doing with the title? How will you be an asset to the organization? What do you bring to the table? Because as much as the organization is going to do a lot for you, there is no such thing as a free lunch. You will get a lot of exposure, a lot of fame. They will spend a lot of money on you while training you for the international pageant. You will get a lot of opportunities. Your entire life changes. Why will they do that for you if you don't bring anything for the table? It is a business. Nobody does anything for free. So you have to promote the organization. You have to tell them how you will also promote the organization, how you will be an asset to them, and why they should invest in you. And so these are some of the points that you have to write down and combine these together to form a winning answer for this particular question. Now, to close off this video, I'm going to read out my particular answer to this question that I had written during my Miss India journey. I had written, even though every single contestant here has worked extremely hard for this platform. So here what I'm doing is, I'm not saying that I'm the only deserving one. You also have to acknowledge the fact that every co-contestant of yours deserves an equal chance. But because the question is posed that way, you do have to add what makes you stand out, what makes you unique, and why do you deserve to win. So that doesn't mean that other people don't deserve it. It is a tricky question, which is why you have to frame your answer in a very balanced manner. Even though every single contestant here has worked extremely hard for this platform, I believe in myself more than anyone else. It's not just a competition that I worked hard for. For me, discipline and hard work and focused dedication is a way of life, whether it was college or business school. And so here what I'm doing is, I'm going back and reiterating on the fact that I did graduate from BITS Pilani. So you do have to sell yourself. Getting into that college is not an easy task. Only a handful of people make it to that college. I also got an admission into the Indian School of Business in Hyderabad, which I did not take admission in even after paying 1.2 lakhs of fees, because Miss India was more important to me. So I gave up MBA, I gave up business school, because at that point in my life, in February of 2019, I had to make a call. Either I can go for an MBA in ISB Hyderabad, or I can go for Miss India, and I chose Miss India. I further wrote, being a go-getter and a multitasking person that I have been all my life, there are so many things that I want to do going forward. One of them is taking forward my project Shield, which deals with empowering women by educating them on safety techniques and self-defense. However, this is as much as I can do. Having spent almost 40 days in the contest, I have realized the power of being a state winner. How much influence you get. Everything I speak or write on social media is being watched and noted, purely because I have a title. If only this title is upgraded at a bigger stage like Femina Miss India, it would give me an amazing boost to work for a lot more causes. I would be able to influence and address a lot bigger mass of people, which would sync in line with my end vision of making this country a safer place for women. I need this platform for that. And that is why I should win Femina Miss India. This was going to be my answer if I had made it to the top 12 and this question had been asked to me. Obviously, we had all framed answers to certain predictable questions already. And so I hope my answer also gives you a certain insight into what type of things have to be included in your answer. I told them about Project Shield. I told them about the importance of the platform that it gives you, and also the message that I want to put across. And it's also a message that the organization would want the country to be a safer place for women. Also giving them my background, that focus, dedication, hard work, never settling for anything less than the best is a way of life. I was asked this question during my Miss India interviews as to how do you think your academic background has helped you in this pageant journey, because we have not had a person from such an esteemed college in the Miss India in the last 10 years. And my answer to that was, it has helped me because discipline and hard work and striving for the best is a way of life. The same amount of hard work and focus that I had given in preparing for my engineering exams, that is the same type of preparation I did for Miss India, and I will continue to do so. I always like to say this, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to give it my best shot. I am going to excel in it. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, whether I'm doing YouTube, whether I'm doing modeling, whether I'm doing acting, whether it's Miss India, whether it's academics, or whether it's any other job that I take up. And so that is the type of conviction that you have to reflect and show to the panelists and the judges. I hope these points and this video helped you understand how to approach this question and how you will be able to frame your own answers to this particular question. I would love to know your answers to this question as well. So as always, please do comment down below your answers. As mentioned before, I will be picking a winning answer from every week and sharing it on my YouTube posts, which are only accessible to YouTube members only. So I look forward to seeing all of your answers. Let's show how badly do we want this and why do you want to win the pageant. It could be any pageant, not necessarily Miss India, but you have to explain to the judges why do you deserve to win and why should you get the title and the crown. As always, I love you guys so much. All the very best for your upcoming pageants, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye bye.